Hi friends, and welcome to Book a Day for Little Learners. Friends, today we're going to read T is for Texas. This is the Texas state flag. This was written by Maria Kernahan and illustrated by Michael Scaffbush. A is for armadillo with a long pointy nose. A baby has a softer shell that gets harder as it grows. Now, grown armadillos kind of have a brown shell we refer to as armor, so I don't think that they're green and purple. I think that's just the artist's interpretation. B is for brands. Every ranch has its own. It's a way for the cattle to find their way home. So if one of their cattle go astray, like they get out of the fenced area, like they can look at this, somebody that found that cattle could look at this and say, oh, that's a turkey track brand. I know whose ranch that is. Kind of like a name, right? C is for cowboys who are skilled bareback riders. That means there's no saddle. With no saddle or stirrups, they must hold on much tighter. You see all the people in the stands watching. Have you ever been to the rodeo? They're a lot of fun. D is for dancing, country, western, and rock. South by Southwest, to Texas they flock. Look at these are all their fancy boots. Some of them are so pretty, so decorative. E is for enchanted rock. It wears a pinkish hue. When you climb up all the way, you'll find a gorgeous view. So when you get to the top, this is where you would look out and you can put a coin in there and it turns on and you can see far away. F is for Friday night lights that shine bright in the fall. Every week, the fans come out to watch hometown football. Friday night football is very popular in Texas. G is for the Gulf Coast with miles of sandy shore. Mosey on down and see wildlife galore. Have you been to the Gulf of Mexico yet? H is for hill country that gets a burst of blue each spring. Bluebonnets and wildflowers offer a Texas kind of bling. The bluebonnet is the Texas state flower. It is so pretty. You see whole fields of them and the field looks blue. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I is for independent. We fly the Lone Star flag. You just can't keep a Texan down, and for that we like to brag. J is for jerseys worn by our favorite team. So a jersey is a sports shirt. Every season we start fresh with championship dreams. Everybody wants to do well in sports, don't they? K is for king-sized. We are bigger. That's correct. To be as big as our one state, 13 others must connect. So they're saying all of these states, Indiana, West Virginia, what is that? All of these states, a lot of them in the Northeast, together, they make up the size of Texas. Oh, including Hawaii. I think the only state larger than Texas is Alaska. So I think Texas is the largest state in the contiguous U.S. L is for longhorns with headgear so wide, keep 'em doggies moving with a cry of rawhide. So those are longhorns. They're sometimes a mascot for a college that's here. M is for the modern art that fills parks and museums. Spectacular in every way, you must come out and see them. There is awesome work here, awesome artwork. N is for NASA, the home of ground control. For scientists and astronauts, outer space is the goal. Very famously, it was said at one point from someone on the moon, Houston, we have a problem. And that was said to the Houston Space Center, NASA. O is for oil, black gold, or Texas tea. Nodding donkeys in the fields are a sight to see. So see how this oil well looks like a donkey, like the donkey's head? That's why they call it that. But they go up and down, up and down, up and down. Sometimes you just see one in a field. Sometimes you see a lot. P is for the pickup trucks that drive throughout the town. They work hard hauling tons of gear, but are fun with tailgates down. That's the tailgate right there. Those looks like a dog and her puppies. And that's the Texas license plate. Has the Texas flag on it. Q is for queso, yummy, gooey, grated cheese, sprinkled on a Tex-Mex meal. It's guaranteed to please. Oh, queso is so yummy. I love Mexican food, Tex-Mex food. Yummy. R is for the Texas Rangers who protected the frontier. They still wear a white hat and make bad guys disappear. So the Texas Rangers are a type of law enforcement, like a police officer or a sheriff or a constable. S is for the state fair. Big Tex will let you in. Ride up to the Texas Star and then take the tower for a spin. So Big Tex is in Dallas. T is for Texas, land of wide open spaces. The big Texas sky covers all kinds of places. This was the picture we saw on the front cover, wasn't it? With the cowboy and the horse that looks like he's galloping. U is for universities, where school spirit is so strong. Your time there may be short, but your memories are lifelong. Look at all those colleges. So there's the Longhorns, Texas Tech. There are a lot of them. I saw University of Houston Cougars. There's Baylor, which is in Waco. Rice, which is here in Houston. This one is University of North Texas. That's where one of my sons goes to school. Texas Christian University. There are a lot of universities to choose from in Texas. We have very good schools. V is for vaqueros. They sure can rope and ride. They come up north from Mexico and now share Texas pride. That's a rope that we call a lasso, and they're lassoing the cattle. W is for windmills. They pump water from the ground. Strong breezes blow across the plains to make the wheels go round. Sometimes if they're not oiled correctly, they make a little creaky noise. X is for the X of the road runner's tricky trail. You can't tell which way he's going unless you see his tail. Oh, look at that. Look at his footprint. You can't tell which way he's going, right? Is it that way or that way? There's that road runner. I have yet to see a road runner here. Hopefully someday I will. Maybe when I go out to the national parks. Y is for y'all, as in y'all sit down a spell. From Houston to Amarillo, friendly folks will treat you well. The people in Texas are very friendly, and they say the word y'all often. Y'all come back. They do say that. So there's San Antonio, Fort Worth, Amarillo, Pasadena, Laredo, Brownsville, Austin, Arlington, Carrollton, Denton, El Paso, Corpus Christi, Houston, Tyler, Frisco, Garland, College Station, Mesquite. So many places to visit in Texas. Z is for the zigzag of the river through Big Bend. Big Bend is one of the national parks in Texas. It's in West Texas. Explore the park during the day and watch stars shine at the end. Friends, thank you so much for reading T is for Texas with me. I hope you enjoyed this story and learned a little bit about Texas. If you aren't already a subscriber, go ahead and hit that thumbs up like button and subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow for our next story. Until then.